Hello and welcome everyone to the Redflex, the only channel in the world hosted and run by four brothers who all support Manchester United, who all live in Manchester. You know what, guys, we are very excited for the FA Cup fourth round. If you see the slogan of this, I've written it myself. I want to absolutely destroy Liverpool. I want them out of sight. I want them mentally bruised, physically broken. I want to finish them off. You know, this little 2-year spell of being the greatest team in the world, all this absolute trash talk. I want it to end on Sunday, 7 o'clock, out of the league, out of the FA Cup. I'm sure somebody will knock them out of the Champions League. They're going to win absolutely jack this year. Gassim, back me up here. Back it all up. Tell me it's true.
It is absolutely true. This whole idea that Liverpool are the benchmark, that they're the faces that run the place, it's all a lie. Let's remember that Liverpool have only won one Premier League title in the last decade. And this whole idea that you have to be compared to Liverpool, it's all nonsense. It's all this media propaganda. Leicester City have won the Premier League once in the last 10 years. Obviously, we're in 2021. Liverpool have won it once. We've won it once. So this whole idea that, you know, you have to get to Liverpool standards, all nonsense. And it's a famous saying in wrestling that was said, and I'll say it again, on Sunday, we're going to take Liverpool to the back of the barn and we're going to put them out of their misery on Sunday. They're on their knees and we're going to put the final nail in Jurgen Klopp's coffin, and I will enjoy every second while it lasts. I will love it.
I think I totally agree with that. I think we can quote Kevin Keegan, can we? On this one?
Yeah,
love it.
Kevin Keegan. I will love it.
That's a classic.
We beat them. We beat them. So knock them out of the FA Cup. They're on their knees in the league now. In his press conference, Abdul Oli did say he is going to make changes. Interesting with Liverpool, he rested a lot of his key players. So I've got a feeling it may be a stronger Liverpool team compared to what we're going to be putting out now. Is that going to make a difference? Is that going to maybe allow them a chance, an opportunity to get back on track, or are they just too far down the line?
Well, I think, yeah. I don't think they were rested, to be honest. I think they were dropped because of their poor performance that they put in. Jurgen Klopp's desperate. He's trying to get some goals from his team, and he put anyone who he can from his squad, because no one in his first team that I consider his first team anyway are scoring goals. So he thought, let's try somebody else. Maybe they can get some goals. And again, another failure. And that's why I expect to see at Old Trafford as well. I think let's not overreact. They're only 6 points behind, but the way they're performing, they're going to end up being many, many points behind, and they're not going to do much this season anyway. And just as you said, Gassim, and you said, Harris, I think what we're all waiting to see and expecting to see is a comfortable win at Old Trafford.
I just want them to finish.
Villa fans in the house.
Yeah, I've got some Villa fans. We've got Mr. Rapid Rhinos. He supports Villa. Okay, we will try and mention Villa in some shape or form for you.
Villa destroyed Liverpool 7-2.
We're loving that.
What we want
for that reason. Yeah, for that reason, we are loving Villa, and also Jack Grealish, because we're going to take him in the summer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so thanks, Rapid Rhinos.
And we've got Cash Fountain as well. He says he supports Villa as well. So yeah, thanks guys for giving Liverpool that drubbing. You've got a special place.
I think that made a big difference to their season, to be fair. From that point onwards, they were gone.
They were finished. Yeah. So in terms of the other things that Ole mentioned in his press conference, he was asked quite a few questions. So I'll just get your thoughts on that as well. He was asked a key one about, does he think Liverpool there for the taking? There were issues where I think we got caught offside many times against Liverpool. Should have been, if we were a bit more cute with the, with forwards, a bit more cute with the runs, with the passing, we should have been in at least a couple of times one-on-one with their keeper. For you, Gassim, is this an issue which has been ongoing with the forwards since the start of the season, or is it something that's just creeping in, and like, how do we fix it?
In terms of the actual offsides themselves, I think what the issue was that we wanted that game badly. We wanted it too much, and it reflected on the pitch. You could tell that we were trying to force the issue at times in terms of the through ball. But I've said it in the previous videos as well. Martial, Rashford, they're not world class. They never will be. They're overhyped, and we will not win anything with Martial and Rashford in the team. And I think those moments of quality, the moments of brilliance that you need at times, the decision-making is not there for them. And I think that was reflected in the game. However, saying that, Liverpool, where they are right now, we've got more than enough to put an end to this dominance, you could call it, this media dominance. We're going to put it to an end on Sunday, and I cannot wait. I'm so excited to put a full stop to this Liverpool propaganda.
It's a media loving, basically.
Media loving. One thing I want to say as well, I'm sick and tired of, is this idea that Klopp is this mythical character. He drinks, he dances. What a great man he is. You find out what a person is when they lose, and it's exactly the same. Klopp is no great larger-than-life character. You can tell Klopp, he is struggling, and it's rubbing on the players, and I am loving it. I can't tell you how much I'm enjoying this. I watched that Liverpool game, and I was so hurt at the fact that it wasn't us. It should have been us. That penalty should have been ours, and I would have even loved it even more if Bruno Fernandes put that ball into the back of the net, but it wasn't us, and that's one thing that will haunt me.
You're right there. It would have been nice to end that run, and it have been us. I would have loved that as well. But Burnley, they've got a special place in my heart now, along with Villa this season.
Yeah,
to bring as a team to end it.
I think we all need to unite. The whole Premier League need to unite to put an end to the fraud of Liverpool.
I know what we should do.
For business.
I know what we should do. We should get on the global fan camp. I want some Burnley Liverpool fans. Sorry, Aston Villa fans. I want some Aston Villa and a Burnley fan to come on the global fan camp, and let's just all unite in the hate and disgust,
the hatred we have towards Liverpool Football Club.
They've got the keys to the Redflex, as far as I'm concerned. Burnley, Aston Villa, West Brom, even Newcastle fans. All of us, let's come on, because let's face it, Liverpool are not a true representation of the Premier League. They're a fraud, and the only way we can put an end to it is if we beat them on Sunday.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. But what this whole prickly nature of Klopp that's come out obviously since these bad results. I mean, what do you make of it all?
I mean, just like you said, Kasim, when the chips are down, I think in any walk of life, that's when you get to see the true character of an individual. And this is what we're seeing now. Obviously, when things are going well, I think we mentioned this in other videos as well, you're going to show the best side and the most likable side to people. But now when he's in the real situation where he's got in a real dogfight, this is when the real Jurgen Klopp is expressing himself and demonstrating and showcasing himself. And this is what he's like. So he's a sore loser. He's not someone like, let's just for example, compare him to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who's a very balanced individual. And for that reason, the media seems to have a go at him. Oh, he doesn't shout, he doesn't scream. You don't need to shout and scream to be a good manager. You just need to know what you're doing. Jurgen Klopp plays high press. In the media, the high press is just supposed to be like the best thing since the invention of the invention of a football, whatever you want to say. It's not the only way to play football, and you can skin a cat 100 different ways. You can win a game 100 different ways, and we don't need to play that brand of football. And I think Jurgen Klopp he's on his last legs now. I think he's very close to maybe leaving Liverpool because he knows. I think he's come to the end of his cycle. He's been here for 5-6 years. I think it's the end of his cycle now, to be honest.
One thing I want to add, look, don't take this away. This isn't an anti-Liverpool fan channel, not whatsoever. We are talking facts, and I'm going to give you some more facts. Jurgen Klopp, he is a great manager. I respect Klopp in terms of the way he wants to play, but the facts are, once he reaches the top of the mountain, he did it with Dortmund. What happened? He couldn't sustain it, and he had to leave. We're in the same position now. He's reached the top of the mountain. That's it. He's done. He's not a world class, a legendary manager. For example, Sir Alex Ferguson, how many times did he rebuild Manchester
United? Exactly, yeah.
Again and again and again. Klopp can't do it. It's not in his nature to do it. He'll reach the mountain and that is it. So he is finished. Liverpool are in a mess, and I will not be surprised if Klopp is gone before the next season.
I think that's a great point, Gaston. I think you're right. I don't think he's never had to rebuild a team. I think he was at Dortmund, was it 5 years, 6 years? I think they won the league, was it once? Won the league once?
No. I think he was successful. I think it may be twice that he won the league with Dortmund. But he's not just any other manager. He's complaining about money. He's complaining about this. He's complaining about that. I'm fed up of it. I want him gone. Let's beat him and let's put an end to this.
Agreed. Abdul, would you be disappointed if we're not more adventurous and if we see the same tactics be employed at Anfield?
Yeah, I mean, that draw at Anfield should have given us enough confidence to understand the way we play in the last 20 minutes is the way we need to start the game. I think Liverpool are going to come to Old Trafford. They are not going to be expansive. They're not going to come on the front foot. They know they're going to be in a tough game, and in the form that they're in, they are going to be hoping to play, I think, on the counter. They're going to change their tactics around a little bit. It won't be the high press game for the full 90 minutes like he normally plays, because they know if you play high press against United, especially when we're in the form that we're in, it's going to be dangerous for any team in Europe. So I think he's scared, and I think Jurgen Klopp knows that he's expecting a defeat. I think in this round of fixtures as well, United against Liverpool in the FA Cup, I don't think that. Well, here's a stat, Harris, for you anyway. The home team has never failed to win against Man United Liverpool. The home team never since the 1960s. So the home team normally wins this game, and that's what I expect to see.
You're not going to be surprised. I'm going to slightly disagree with what I think the approach should be. You know, I'm a man who likes safety first, likes solidity.
Wow. Yes, this is it. In Pez, you are ultra defensive. What's changed? Yeah. What are you expecting?
I think Man United shouldn't change their approach. I think Man United should give Liverpool the ball because we know they're not going to hurt us. Let them attack us and we can break at pace and make them suffer. If we attack them, we know that that isn't our strongest play. If we do that, we're giving Liverpool an opportunity to get into form. So if Liverpool are as good as everybody wants to make it out, that they're the greatest team of a generation, let them come to Old Trafford, and if they beat us comfortably, then fine. You know, Liverpool are a great team, but let's see if they can do it. Let's not give them an opportunity to get a little goal. I think let them have. They're not scoring. We know they're not scoring. They can't. The game might be 1,000 minutes. They're not going to score. So let's give them the ball and let's punish them on the counter.
I'm just thinking that they're going to be scared if we actually go at him. If we let him have the ball, then maybe they'll start to gain a bit of confidence. I mean, I understand that not scoring goals, but it can take an own goal, it can take anything. It can be dodgy penalty call, it can be a goal from a free kick. I just wouldn't want to give them that opportunity to have the ball a lot and start to feel comfortable at Old Trafford.
No, that makes sense. But they're five best players, Salah, Firmino, Mane, Robertson, Arnold. At the moment, they're their five worst players. So that's the problem they have. They're not doing nothing. But can they?
With that.
That's the question.
Yeah, but the issue with me is we're at home. You know, for me, it's about righting the wrongs of Anfield. I would love it if we absolutely bombarded them in the first 30 minutes, absolutely swarmed them all over them.
Just like they actually did to us. Yeah, they did that to us. That's what I want to see at Old Trafford.
I want to see that. But I think it may end up being what Gassim said. But I think, you know, we're going to the lineups. For me, if Bailly plays, I think we may get to see that. If he doesn't, I think it's going to be back to what we saw at Anfield. But last question before we get into the teams and who we think is going to play and formations and all that kind of stuff. Abdul, will this win give us the same impact as if we'd beaten them at Anfield? And what I mean by that is, will we finally get a bit more respect? Will we then be considered, you know, more of a title contender than we have been in the past, even though it is the FA Cup game? But just the fact that we put them to a side, swap them off, you know, bin them off out of another competition. Will that, will that give us some credit with these pundits out there?
I think it will, but not as much as I think we should be getting, because it is a different competition. So a win against Liverpool, I think in any competition is always a great result. But I don't think we're going to get any extra kind of media credit or whatever it is that we need. I think that'll only happen if we absolutely murder him at Old Trafford, which is a possibility. I feel it could happen. Could be a 3-4-0 game. based on how Liverpool are playing and based on how United hopefully intend to play, just like they did in the last 20 minutes at Anfield. If they do that, I can see a lot of goals.
Agreed. Now, Qasim, is this a potential banana skin? I mean, what we don't want to see is obviously this end up being a bit of a stalemate, end up being extra time, penalties, Liverpool getting some momentum out of this game. I mean, in terms of all the factors that we've talked about, how important is it? How actually important is it that we win? And also, what are the repercussions if we lose?
I think, first of all, Liverpool, they're not going to win on Sunday. I'm very, very confident they're not going to win. But externally, the media are not going to give us the credit. They're not going to give us the respect that we deserve, purely because they're going to spin it and say, oh, it's just the FA Cup, so they'll kind of lose its value in terms of how important it is. But internally, which is the most important in terms of between the dynamics of our team and Ole, it will be a massive, massive lift. Almost equally if we won the Premier League, because our players will start to believe that we belong, right at the top. And that's that little 5% that's missing. Although I think we are confident, beating Liverpool on Sunday will be that final push where we know that we belong. And just a little thing about the media, negativity towards us. In a way, you could say it could help us, because under Fergie, it was always a siege mentality, Man United against the world. And that, in a way, you could say, let's hope that continues, because that is what's going to drive us on to win trophies. And that's why we get so much hate, so much jealousy towards Man United, in my opinion. It's because they're in fear that Man United are going to be back, and they don't want that, because Man United have dominated English football for so long, and that's where all this negativity comes from.
I agree with that. I think we're the only ones with a record of, regenerating teams and dominating for many, many years, whereas the rest, they've had their little periods, maybe Chelsea 3-4 years, Arsenal 5-6, but in terms of a prolonged dominance, it's only been us. So yeah, I totally agree with that. Assume Kane, the stat he's coming out with, I think everyone wants to be a stat man. Yeah, Liverpool, the last one, Old Trafford in the FA Cup, was 12th of January 1921. So what is that? 100 years? Is that 100 years?
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? 100 years. So is that? I don't know. I mean, hopefully that's a stat that remains, and hopefully it's not one that's gonna break.
Hopefully it remains for another 100 years.
Yeah, hopefully it remains for another 100 years. Agreed. Yeah. So Abdul, team-wise, starting lineup-wise, who would you like to see?
I know he's just signed for the club, but I would like to see Diallo have a little game on the right wing. Let's see what he's all about.
He can have his Martial moment.
Yeah, I know it's probably too early for him, but if he started, I think all United fans all over the world are going to be so excited to see him play. I think there's a lot of hype, there's a lot of build-up. He's the next Messi, he's the next this, he's the next that. Let's see him play. I mean, let's not put too much kind of pressure on him. Let's just see how he goes. But I would love to see him playing and cause havoc to that Liverpool defence, who are already low on confidence, and someone kind of running at you at that pace, that speed, with that type of dribbling ability is going to cause absolute mayhem. And I'd love to see that. I'd love to see these guys on the floor, and that'll be amazing. But I can't see that happening. Maybe he'll be on the bench just to get some experience to be with the first team. Edison Cavani has to start for me. I know there's a very good discussion on last night's Global Fan Camp in regards to Cavani, whether or not he was world class or not. And I did express my opinion.
Points. I think I made some one.
Yeah, I think of that type of striker, that type of striker, there's not many that type of players around in the world today. I think he was world class. I think he's on the wane now, in my opinion. Maybe still on the edge of being world class, and now he's going to kind of slowly kind of die down to be just below world class. Just because obviously of his age, he can't continue to be in that peak form, in my opinion, for such a long period of time, because he's been one of the best strikers in the world now for at least the last 10 years. So yeah, if he continues just to be like Ibrahimovic. Yeah, Ibrahimovic is just a prime example. He's He's unbelievable in Serie A. He's been banging in the goals for fun. So yeah, it's possible, but I still feel physically he's not the same as he was when he's 25, 26, of course. And that kind of extra half yard that he would have had, he doesn't have, but he's still, I think, maybe just on the cusp of world class or just below that, in my opinion. But yeah, I would love him to see him play. I want to see BeIN play, and that will indicate to us that we're going to play a high line and we're going to press him. That's what I want to see.
Agree with that. Qasim, does the record against the Big Six this season concern you? We've not beaten any of them.
No, absolutely not. Last season, our record was probably one of the best. It didn't get us any trophies, didn't get us any respect, didn't do anything in terms of tangible trophies. So those kind of records, remember, you're going to play more smaller teams than you are bigger teams in the Premier League. And if you beat the smaller team, let's say 14 of them, home and away, that's 28 wins. So the record against the top six isn't that important. It is because there's a lot more emotion behind those games, a lot more hype behind those games. But I don't think that record should concern us right now. What's the most important thing is, I think on Sunday, I think he's going to go with the same team. I don't personally agree with it, but I think he's going to play our strongest team, and I don't think BeIN's going to start, even though personally I would.
So you're expecting McFred and Pogba in the middle?
Yeah.
And obviously what? So you think there won't be Cavani up front?
No, I don't think so. Unfortunately, I think he's going to go with the same team.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't want to go off on another rant like I did before the Liverpool game last time, but I would be absolutely disgusted with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer if he played the same team. Qasim, I'll be honest. This is his second chance. For me, first time he blew it. He absolutely blew it, bottled it with his starting lineup for me. Again, in the Anfield game, he didn't show enough courage. He didn't show enough belief that you can go there and impose ourselves on the game, which we didn't. This is opportunity. We're at home. They're on their knees. They're just literally just being begged for someone to slice their head off. And we've got the opportunity to do that. And I'll be absolutely disgusted if he played the same team. For me, McFred and the actual McFred combo shouldn't ever play again together. I'm not a fan of Fred. I think he's a shocking player. One that never a player who doesn't deserve to wear the shirt. I don't want to see McFred in this game, and I want to see Cavani, Rashford, and Martial are shot, both out of form, both as you pointed out. Are they world class? Are they not? I think they have periods where they are, in my opinion. Other periods when they're not. Very inconsistent. We have to play Cavani. He's in great form. He's a poacher. That's what we need. With someone just to stick in the back of the net. We've got Pogba in great form. Hopefully Bruno's going to be a little bit better. So for me, hopefully it won't be the same team. In terms of the keepers, are you happy or would you be happy if Hendo played?
I think he's done well since he's come in. Obviously, an error against Sheffield United, but I wouldn't be nervous at all if Henderson played instead of De Gea.
Abdul?
Yeah, I mean, if he plays, no problem. I think he's done well. He's a England international goalkeeper, so I don't think anyone's going to have any concerns about him. Just the point that I wanted to mention was Donny van de Beek. If he doesn't start this game,
yeah, what about Donny?
When is he supposed to play? When is he ever going to start a game? This is the game where he has to start. It's the FA Cup, so I don't think Solskjaer is going to play his absolute strongest 11. There has to be room for him in the team. Has to be.
For Bruno?
I would be pleasantly surprised if I see Eric Bailly in the team, only one of Fred or McTominay, either with Pogba or Donny, with Fernandes, and then if he plays Cavani. If I see that tomorrow, that tells me straight away that Solskjaer is going for the kill. If I see that tomorrow. But I don't think we will.
I think that's an interesting topic in itself, isn't it? Surely Donny van de Beek has to play this game. If he doesn't play this game,
Europa League he's going to play, I guess, but even then, we are going to probably have 2 games if we lose against Sociedad. So again, he's literally going to play nothing all season.
I know we've got Sheffield United to again, poor team, struggling, so technically could maybe play against them as well. But surely this is his opportunity, isn't it? Liverpool.
Let's just give him some. We need to give him some time. If he's if he's not able to perform, then at least we know. But he's not been given a fair kind of chance for him to show what he's got, because Ajax, he was a wonderful player, absolute amazing player, very similar to kind of Bruno in a way, and he made those late runs into the boxes. He was scoring lots of goals. I think in his last season he scored something like 10 or 12 goals for Ajax from the midfield. That's what I want to see. He needs to play.
Agreed. I think we've covered a lot of topics there in terms of where we are as a team going forward, the lineups, what we're expecting. So as we always finish off, Qasim, scoreline.
I'm very confident going into this game on Sunday. I'll be very, very surprised if we see anything like, the old Liverpool. I'll say, I think they're finished. They're done. At the end of the cycle, we're in 2021. Man United are going to win their 21st Premier League title. I live at a door number which is 21. All the signs tell me that Manchester United are going to put an end to this Liverpool dominance. And on Sunday, it's going to be the final nail in Jurgen Klopp's coffin. And it's going to be 3-0 to Manchester United.
Wow.
A comfortable victory.
Massive result. A Redflex exclusive. All those who are inclined on the betting front, there you go. You've heard it first. Live and exclusive. Abdul.
Qasim's normally very good as well, by the way. So, yeah.
I've got a good feeling.
Cool. I mean, in my opinion, I think we're going to see something that we're not expecting. I think Liverpool are going to score. But I think United will score 3. So I think it's 3-1.
Which will be their first goal in 2021.
I think they'll score. But
Did they not score against Aston Villa's youth team in the Cup? Did they not score a few that
I think actually, no. I think that record is the Premier League, is it? They haven't scored in the Premier League.
Yeah, I think
the Premier League haven't scored. They scored in the FA Cup,
but I think 3-1. But I think it's going to be quite a comfortable game. Well, I hope so anyway.
Yeah, I'm just not so sure because I just don't know how Ole's going to approach it. If he approaches it the same as Anfield, I can only go with 1-0. But if he's a bit more adventurous, then I think 2-1, 3-1's on the cards. But I think we're all in agreement it's going to be a win. Let's hope that is the case.
Well, it is a Man United fan channel.
Yeah, it is.
Although Harris in the last match preview, not the last one, the one before that, you said Liverpool were going to win 2-0. That's a disgrace to the Redflex.
It's not a disgrace.
Deserves punishment, if you ask me. If I was going to get hung out to dry for going sleep on an absolute snooze fest of a game, Harris should be put to the sword.
If you think it's going to be a tough game, you should always see a draw at least. Never 2-0 comfortable defeat.
I was that disgusted with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his team selection that I was just, I think it was the heat of the moment, and it's a comment I will officially retract, and that part of the video will be edited out from any future records, and it will be reposted without.
We will remind you though.
It's still in our hearts and minds.
It is. So yeah, I'm going with the United win, guys. As always, we'll be back after the game. It may not be straight after the game, but it will definitely be tomorrow at some point. As always, guys, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We are on Periscope as well, which is a new social media platform. We've had a couple of people already comment on that. Also, we're on Twitch. Again, we've had some comments today of some users on Twitch. So guys, as we've always said, this is a global community, and we always try and get everybody on from different parts of the world. That will continue to happen. Please do watch our previous videos where we've had people on recently, some new faces on the Redflex, and that will continue to happen. And we are the only channel in the world which actually allow the viewers to come on and share their views, their passion, their love for Manchester United. And Qasim is currently the face of that segment of the show. He loves speaking to new people. I can see the passion when he hears the stories of these new Manchester United fans who come on. How it all began. What sparked it off, their earliest memories, all that kind of stuff. It's always an amazing experience.
Fascinating, yeah. It's always fascinating to hear people.
It kind of reminds you of like your own little story, doesn't it? Of how we all kind of fell in love with Manchester United and how it all started. So I think we will be continuing to do that. Qasim, have you got anything in the pipeline?
Yeah, we've got a few people that we're trying to secure for tomorrow. But one thing I would like to add, although the Redflex, you know, we're a global community. It's a channel that myself and obviously Abs and Harris and Ussi, we started, you know, 4 brothers. But the most important thing is that it's not just about us 4. It's about everyone. Man United fans, non-Man United fans, people that watch football, they don't watch football. This is your platform to come on and tell us exactly why you do what you do, because we're the only place that are exclusively inclusive, and you won't find that anywhere. We're open for everybody to come on. It's a global platform.
Agreed. Thanks to everyone who's left a comment, who's been on the show, people who've been watching. As we said, if you've not yet, you know, liked, comment, subscribe, please do so. If you want to come on the show, you can send us a DM on Instagram, and we will do all we can to obviously get you guys on. But up until then, guys, take care, and we will see you after the game.